If you need level 40, unlimited, limited, clutch time, domination, triple threat, or anything else on your 2K account grinded, contact Rose NBA on Twitter and let them know X sent you. Let's rank the best power forwards. So we got them in another tier list again. We still got people confused. This is a primary position tier list. All of my tier lists are primary positions. So Tim Thomas will be on this list. He's not gonna be the other list, even though I said it on the other one. Still got comments. So please watch 10 seconds into the video. We're gonna continue it, have ourselves some fun, and we're just gonna kind of keep going and have some explanation. So we got the hard pass tier. There's actually some more cards in here than we normally got. And there's one that I'm a little iffy on, and that's gonna be Robert Covington. The rest, like Udonis Haslam, Scotty Barnes, Paul Silas, Louis Scola, Yi on Liang, Horace Grant, and Derek Jones Jr. I kind of get why they're there. But Robert Covington, it's a little bit tough for me because I do actually really like him as a Sapphire card, but looking at some of the other guys that we got here, he's definitely on the lower end, obviously being a Sapphire, but I do think he's actually really nice if you're playing limited or the like. Then we got the still decent tier, which has Julius Randle, Nicholas Batum, Scotty Barnes, Robert Horry, Pascal Siakam, Alvin Hayes, Dirk Nowitzki, Charles Oakley, Boris Diaw, Amari, Keegan Murray, and Jeremy Sohan. So honestly, I'm gonna be honest. This Julius Randle, I just can't. Julius Randle really should be a much better card than he is, but I will just look it up so I can tell you exactly what he gets for his evo. He gets a little bit better. He still has a nice 6'8" power forward. He gets better speed, a little bit better defense. Now has silver anchor, which is pretty good. Lacks a challenger, lacks a clamps, but at the 4, I think 6'8" is okay. At the center, it's definitely just not good. I don't think he has a shooting badges to back it up. His jumper is nice, but in my opinion, a little bit awkward. I can't recommend putting him up there. Even with the evo, I still think he's underwhelming. Nicholas Batum, pretty good jack of all trades kind of card, but definitely lacks in badge, especially on shooting. Scotty Barnes is a great card, but he dropped like in the first set that we ever got in my team. He's obviously a little bit outdated. Same thing with Robert Horry, one of the first cards we got in my team. Still actually a pretty big beast. Nice for a 6'10" small forward, and he does have a great jumper, but some of the defense can be a little bit whack. Pascal Siakam with the MJ dribble style is actually really nice, and I have fun with him, but nothing insane. Alvin Hayes, I mean, one of the more upsetting takeover cards that we've had. Dirk Nowitzki as well. Honestly, I probably could even put him into the hard pass tier, but he does have some redeeming qualities, like being a post-up god and post-fade god, which is pretty nice. And he's a decent enough rebounder, but his defense is kind of tough, and his jumper is a little bit too slow. Charles Oakley, amazing defender, especially at the power forward, and he can finish pretty well, but everything else about him is pretty average. Boris Diaw is literally just good at everything. Amari Stoudemire is supposed to be like one of those Sean Kemp kind of cards where you're getting to the basket, you're dunking, but I just don't think he does it like insanely well. And the defense is just bad. Same thing with Keegan Murray. Like literally, Keegan Murray is great on the offensive end, but he's got a slow jumper and he doesn't really have defense. And then Jeremy Sohan, just the jumper on slow just doesn't make up for the fact, or doesn't negate the fact that he has some terrible defense and he's not the greatest slasher. So yes, he's gonna be a good defender still, but I just don't think he's really worth using because we have so many guys who can play the small forward and power forward position now that guys like Sohan, Amari, and Keegan just don't really have a place in my opinion. Then we got the pretty damn solid tier with Niang, Sean Kemp, Michael Porter Jr., PJ Tucker, John Collins, Detlef Schrempf, Dennis Rodman, Danny Manning, Ben Simmons, Andre Karolinko, Aaron Gordon, and Paulo Banchero. With Niang, it's a weird one because he looks like one of the worst cards like in the game when you first get him, but then you get that evo, he gets so much better defense. His athleticism also is great. He's already a good shooter. I honestly think that this Niang is one of the more slept down cards. Takes a bit to get him, but he is really nice. Sean Kemp, I've thought this from like the first day that Sean Kemp has came out here has been severely overrated. He is a big name, but the only thing that he does as a small ball center is just get rebounds. He doesn't really play that good at defense. He has a high strength, though he's a really good finisher, but he gives up just as many buckets as he gets, and I just never really was a super big fan of that play style. So Sean Kemp is nice. But I think pretty damn solid tier is kind of where I can just drop him. Michael Porter Jr. just doesn't really move too great, but at 6'10", he has really good 3-and-D ability for a small forward. So if that's all you want for your small forward or power forward, he's really good at that. Same thing with PJ Tucker, pretty solid defender, like when it comes to interior defense, but he's 6'5", so it's not that great, and his perimeter defense definitely lacks, but he probably has one of the best jumpers in the game. John Collins, all offense, no defense, kind of power forward again, but he does have a pretty nice jumper. A little bit slow, but it is really nice, and his finishing is crazy. Detlef Schrempf actually kind of pissed me off. I'm not going to lie. And I don't use it super lightly, but when I was actually looking at Schrempf, he just lacks a lot of the actually good badges in the game. He has a decent bit of good badges, and his stats are pretty nice, but there's just some that he's missing way too many, clamps, glove, interceptor, posterizer, giants, like unpluckable. He's missing a bunch of really key badges that you can't even add all of them if you need, even if you could, and it just upsets me. Dennis Rodman, I probably could have done the list like this where I moved Dirk down, I moved Rodman down, but I think Rodman's got some redeeming qualities in the fact that he can shoot and his defense is absolutely insane and he's one of the best rebounders in the game. So I think it kind of negates itself. Danny Manning, just pretty good all around. I'm not exactly sure if I love having the Magic Johnson jumper on my 6'10 guy, but it's not bad. And then we got Ben Simmons, who I actually kind of like, and I do use his Ben Simmons a lot as like a point guard, essentially running down the court because he is really good at that. And his defense is absolutely cracked. I don't shoot the greatest percentage from three, but I can at least get 1 or 2 out of Simmons per game, which is nice. It catches people off guard, so pretty solid card, honestly. Andre Karolinko, just a bit outdated at this point. I love the card. He's super fun. Next 3D guy just doesn't have the, recency of some other guys. We got Aaron Gordon, who, if he didn't have his jumper on slow, could probably be MJ Demon, but he has great defense, great finishing, solid enough shooting with that slow jumper. And then has the MJ dribble style as well, which is awesome. And then Paolo Banchero, again, I still think he kind of fits that like all offense, no defense kind of build, and he's got a really just easy to time jumper. Then we got the baby demons here, which starting off with Jared Vanderbilt. He does have a slow jumper, but I don't know. He has this like cue where he like brings it to the side of his head and then launches it. If you just let him bring it here, like if you release right there, you're on early timing, you just release it here. It's green literally every time. Like it is so good. And then his defense is also cracked. Zion Williamson, probably the best rebounder I've gone against. This guy gets so many offensive rebounds that he shouldn't. Even when people aren't controlling him, has a decent enough jumper to still hit, and his finishing is insane. Sharif Abdul-Rahim is amazing all around. He's got defense. He is a post god, and he's a great finisher. He can also shoot it a bit with the Paul Millsap jumper. All around, he's really, really good. Obi Toppin is a better than you would expect jumper and is a godly finisher, so I had to put him up here in the baby demons here. It was hard to get people to stop this Obi Toppin. He was so good. Larry Johnson, just an all-around beast. LaMarcus Aldridge surprised me because he's a stretch big, essentially. You want to run him as a center, not as a power forward, and as gold anchor, which I just didn't expect him to give him. And with that, he's actually a really good card. Kyle Kuzma is one of the hardest to guard jumpers in the game. I have a friend who personally uses the Kyle Kuzma jumper on quick, like in actual rec games, and I swear to God, he hits more contested shots than even I do with LaMelo base, which is crazy. The Kuzma jumper is crazy. Has a really good finishing, really good playmaking. Like he's an all-around, like really good card. Josh Smith has one of the slower jumpers in the game, and that Brook Lopez base isn't great, but I do like the small ball ability out of Josh Smith to still be able to hit the three a bit, finish, play defense, rebounds, things like that, and just being able to guard basically 1 through 5. I really like that, so I still put him in baby demon. Jimmy Grant, just a perfect off ball, like 4-3 if you're looking for that. Great jumper. He can shoot it. He can play defense. He literally can just do everything. Draymond Green, same thing, but that Hall of Fame bully just means he kind of, if you attack at the right angle, he just shoves people out of the way and gets that layup, which I really like out of Draymond, but that slow jumper is not ideal. Chris Bosh, probably the best shooting big that we have in the game right now, unless I'm forgetting somebody, just because his jumper is so smooth. And then Blake Griffin, you're using because he's dunking on everybody. I mean, let's be honest. Then we got the Demons tier. I forgot. Yeah, big man. I don't know. I don't consider Tim Thomas a big man. So Tim Thomas is the best card in the game, and it's really not close. LaMelo Ball jumper has the MJ dribble style, some of the best dribbling animations in the game. Honestly, even right now, I would lock in for Tim Thomas because this guy is so good if you have the MT, and you're not going to miss it when it's gone. But he's one of the best cards that has ever released in November. It is crazy. Tim Duncan is one of the Dark Matters. He is available now, so I'm putting him on the tier list. Really, really good. Probably the best big man in the entire game because he is juice just all around, and he can just take over a game at any time. Kevin Garnett, I just like in this power forward center spot because his defense is so good. His jumper is good enough that most people I've gone against can time it, and he just again, the defense is crazy. Same thing with Jermaine O'Neal. He's actually great at defending all around. Has a really, really good post game. He has got that bully and things like that to shove people out of the way. His strength is super high, and can still shoot it, but it is slow. But he's still great. James Worthy literally does everything for you on the court. As long as you had a clamp, he's going to be a great defender on the perimeter, has a good jumper, he can finish, he can play in the post really, really well. Just all around great. Obviously, you can't have a Giannis drop in 2K without him being into the top tier when it's like above a diamond, let's be honest. Anytime Giannis gets a diamond or higher, he becomes a beast. Giannis, 6'11", 7'4" wingspan, has Hall of Fame clamp breaker, quick first step, anchor, clamps, meta. Like he is crazy. If you use the duo with his diamond, he's basically the pink diamond as well, which is nice. And he's got a 75 shot three, has the MJ dribble style, which is the best in the game. Like he is absolutely cracked out of his mind. And then last but not least is going to be Galaxy Opal Anthony Davis, who also has the MJ dribble style and is going absolutely berserk. For anybody that's wondering why we haven't gotten an 80 moments, it's because you can kind of get this relatively easy Galaxy Opal Anthony Davis. So if you wanted one, just grind it out. Like, it doesn't take too long. But Anthony Davis, probably one of the best cards in the entire game. I would call him the best power forward if Tim Thomas, Tim Duncan, and Giannis didn't exist. But he still is really, really good. I think these I would consider equal. I like Giannis's defense better. AD's kind of all-around ability. Yeah, there's that. So that leaves it up for our Power Forward tier list. Let me know what you guys think about it down in the comment section below. Like the video if you did enjoy, and subscribe if you guys are new. And remember, these are not ranked left to right, and these are primary positions tier list. So if you have a center, you like random at the 4, he'll be on a center's tier list next time we do. And hope you guys your day, and I'll see you in the next video.